Redditors who've won a lifetime supply contest. How did you win and how is it going? I won a lifetime supply of coffee beans for having guessed how many beans were in the tall glass jar during a competition. They arrive faster than I can use them, but the beans are high quality and make fun gifts for friends who like to grind and brew. Happy birthday, OHHH. Another vase of coffee beans. Thanks, you shouldn't have. And there's more where that came from, birthday boy. My aunt won a lifetime supply of rice-a-roni from The Price is Right. She used to get them faster than she can use them. But now, understandably, she is sick of it, so she just stockpiles them in her rice-a-roni closet and donates hundreds of boxes of them at a time. Yes, she has a full closet of rice-a-roni. The neighborhood kids love her. If we ever have Armageddon, she'll be set with that closet full of butter-roni. I get to mention my favorite aunt. She passed away 5 years ago now, and a lot of her competition wins were still active, so technically were for her lifetime. But really she was just the luckiest person I knew, other than dying at 45 of breast cancer. In the time I was aware of her competition entering, she won a car, a free cruise for 2 people for life, lifetime supply of ice cream, dog food, and some type of chicken nuggets. She won a Coke vending machine that would be refilled for free monthly for a year supply of spaghetti, lifetime supply of dishwasher tablets, multiple holidays, a free landscaping of her yard, plus tons of stuff I can't remember. She absolutely loved entering competitions, and actually had a dedicated room in her house for it. She was actually pretty good with tactics, tended to enter comps that required answering a question with more than 25 words, because she said these were least likely to have lots of entries. I miss her dearly. She was so full of life and loved talking about her hobby. As far as I know, the lifetime supply of things she won actually continued after her death. The ice cream and dishwater tablets anyway. You need to watch the movie, The Prisoner of Defiance, Ohio. It's basically your aunt's story, with an alcoholic Woody Harrelson as your uncle. Not lifetime, but my mom won free movie tickets for a year at a church bazaar. Turns out the donation was from a PR firm, not a movie theater, so we were put on the press list for screeners, invites to pre-releases at the swanky theaters, with parties with wine and cheese and gift bags. Super awesome. The best was message in a bottle limo. They gave everyone this gift bag with high-end bath accessories, all in decorative bottles. After the year ended, I'm guessing nobody remembered why we were on the list, as we kept getting tickets. Someone must have looked up what my mom does. She owns a dog grooming salon and kennel, as gradually the tickets started to only come for movies related to animals. Still, it's been 15 years and we continue to receive screener invites to anything animal related, so we aren't complaining. My high school geometry teacher's son won a contest where he was featured on boxes of Kraft mac and cheese and also got a lifetime supply of it. He had a picture of it, a cutout of the box, on his desk, which was hysterical, and all I remember was him complaining about how sick he was of mac and cheese. While I have not found my geometry teacher's son on here, I promise my story is legit. Silly thing to make up. When I was a kid I won 2 free Blockbuster rentals a month for life. Was awesome for a while, now it's not going so well. You outlive Blockbuster. That's not a lifetime supply. After coming in last with no money after appearing on College Jeopardy, one of my college buddies got a consolation prize of a lifetime supply of juicy fruit gum. He shared it with the whole dorm and it lasted about 2 months. More importantly, he also got a pound of silly putty that he would shape into a phallus and hang out the front of his pants. I've won a lifetime license for Cerebus, a thief protector for Android smartphones. They've stopped my lifetime license after nearly 2 years because they needed money. What a group of suckers. Hey Jim, I got a great idea on how to boost our declining revenue. Let's frick our current customers. $1,000 a week for life scratch ticket in MA. Life's okay, I just buy pints of milk and play Destiny. Since this is featured on College Human now, I can tell you all that I live in heck and want to die. Still being featured. If you people think this is real, come on, don't do that. I won the lottery and I get $2,000 each month for the next 30 years. Not really a lifetime, but I'll probably be dead before then. I won a year supply of Warhead candies. Not a lifetime, but I think it's worth posting. We were in Walmart when I was about 10 or 11 years old. They had a contest for a sour pucker up face for warheads, and the winner received a year's supply of the candy, including experimental candies that weren't sold in stores yet. I decided to join, and was told to come back in 20 minutes when the contest started. I was the only one there. I won by default. Throughout 5th and 6th grade, I received boxes upon boxes of candy every month. It was as if they wanted to give me diabetes, because I was getting about $200 worth of candy every month. I started giving it out to friends and family like crazy. Fast forward a couple months into 6th grade and I'm selling it. I made a good $20 a day in quarters and dimes, 10 cents each, 3 for 25 cents. Fast forward to high school and I'm a candy kingpin. Was selling candy bars I bought from Sam's Club. How is it going? Well, I took the money I made in high school and bought tons of magic cards at the time. The investment has matured nicely. Card prices have gone way up since then. My name is Brian. I live in NY. I am probably not your friend. Bought tons of magic cards at the time. The investment has matured nicely. Card prices have gone way up since then. This is the most surprising thing in this thread. During the hunt for the grey M&M contest back in the 90s, I came in 2nd place and won a year supply of M&Ms. They sent me vouchers for 365 individual bags of M&Ms. It was cool. Peanut M&Ms are still my favorite snack. I probably gave half of them away to my friends. Not a life supply but a year's supply. Was at a college hockey game and they give out a year's supply of sausage every weekend. The winning seat was a row in front of me but nobody was there, so they asked if I wanted to win. Turns out the closest store that sells the brand of sausage is a state over, but I got a shirt out of it too, so it ain't all bad. I didn't really win it, but through a series of hilarious events, a grocery truck flipped over, my parents run a tow truck company, I became the owner of about 5,000 snack pack puddings. It was all cool and fun until I got home and started filling my cupboards. I didn't have enough room in my kitchen for all this pudding, so I kept some in my bedroom closet, and when that filled up, my dresser drawers, linen closet, and laundry room cupboards were now makeshift pudding shelters. I finally filled up the kitchen cupboards and pantry top to bottom with pudding cups. Again, great for a bunch of guys smoking weed and doing nothing all day, but really strange when you bring a girl back. She goes to your kitchen, and you can hear her open one cupboard, then another, and another, followed by a whispered "what the frick," followed by the pantry being opened and her finally yelling, "Hey, what's with all this pudding?" If I was able to talk her into spending the night, she would be greeted by a still unfathomable amount of pudding taking residence in my room. If she took a shower in the morning, she'd have to ask where towels were, because, of course, another wall of fricking pudding was staring at her when she tried to find them in the closet. I finally finished enough of the pudding to make room for dishes. I'd been keeping them in the dishwasher, dirty ones in the sink, and eventually started putting actual nutritious food in kitchen about 3 months after. I ended up giving a ton of pudding away because I couldn't bear to eat any more of the stuff. Not a lifetime supply but 1996 McDonald's Olympic game. I won a year's supply of Coke. Peeled off a ticket on the side of a pop and won instantly. They sent 30 coupons good for a 12 pack of Coke each. Came to 360 Cokes, so they shorted me 5. Assuming they were thinking I would drink a Coke a day. I was a freshman in high school at the time, so this was gold. We have a 10-cent deposit in Michigan, so I was supposed to pay $1.20 each, but most places just let me take one for free. A friend of mine found a bag of all grey M&Ms in 1997. They gave him a lifetime supply, $1 million worth of candy. To this day he gets several boxes delivered to his doorstep weekly. For those who don't remember, a bag of grey M&Ms was advertised to get you $1 million, but only if it said so on the inside of the bag. Fine print. Even then, he was sorely disappointed when he learned it was just $1 million worth of candy. Pretty sure if I won $1 million's worth of candy I could turn that into at least $250k selling that crap at the flea market or music festivals or something. I won a year supply of Chick-fil-A. They gave me 52 meal vouchers. It was pretty cool and I never had any trouble redeeming them. Fine print. Only redeemable on Sundays. Frick. I met someone who doesn't pay for their cell phone bill. Their son was driving and saw a bad accident in front of them. It was a bad accident where the driver was really banged up. The son pulled the driver from the car and did CPR on him. He was an exec for AT, and after he recovered he said as long as he is alive they will never pay their cell phone bill. Now to devise my plan with the Bell exec. I won a lifetime supply of jelly beans in the 2nd grade. My teacher had a giant jar of them on the table and tons of students guessed how many beans were in there. I remember thinking, I'm just gonna write down the biggest number I can. That way I'll stand the best odds of winning. Kid logic. So I wrote 999 because Zelda games taught me it's the biggest number ever. There were 1000 jelly beans. Students were amazed. Teacher thought I was a savant. Jelly beans lasted me about 6 months and I think my mom threw the rest away. As a parent I will tell you the truth. Your mom ate them. Friend won a McQuarrie tournament back in the day. Got a gold Miz flight stick and a lifetime supply of Jolt Cola, I think. Turns out they gave him like 2 and 1/2 pallets of the stuff. I won a lifetime supply of rolling papers, 20 of those big boxes they have at the store. Quit smoking weed a month later to focus on my career. I gave the rest to my local convenience store to sell. They gave me £35. Display boxes of rolling papers go on eBay for about 15-20 quid depending on brand. You got ripped off a bit. Friend of mine won a Chevy Beretta in a Charmin toilet paper key match. He died in an accident driving that car, so I guess he won a lifetime supply of cars. My dad, who is a doctor, helped deliver this woman's baby. Turns out she was the owner of a local ice cream shop. She offered him free ice cream for life. He rarely ever takes us there, and when we do go, he never brings it up because he's certain the lady forgot about her own offer. 3 years ago the Chick-fil-A in our mall had a contest where you donated $1 and got to reach into a box and pull out a ticket. I pulled the golden ticket which was free Chick-fil-A for a year. I was ecstatic. I usually don't eat fast food but I will throw down on some Chick-fil-A. So I used my voucher for my free meal and happily went on my way. My voucher was only valid at that particular location. And a few days later I was in the mall again so I figured I'd cash in for a free meal. I went to the counter, ordered my meal, and presented my voucher. The manager came out and told me part of the guidelines was that I could only use it once a week, and its worth was one combo meal. It was awesome to get some free Chick-fil-A for a while, but as a guy in my mid-20s I just don't find myself at mall 52 times in a year. There were some days when I'd go out of my way to go get a free lunch during the week, but in reality I used it probably 15-20 times at the most. One a year, if that counts. Supply of Reese's peanut butter cups from winning a free throw contest during a timeout at Message. Was at a Big East tourney game and had to pester the Big East for a month to deliver them, but they did. Was in college at the time and had them shipped to my dorm. Lasted about a week tops. Got more attention than I thought. If anybody cares, it was 4 boxes each containing 45 packs of 360 cups total. I caught a grocery store marking down Reese's cup eggs down to $0.05 and bought like 5 boxes of them. My wife and I don't really like them anymore. We had to write a 1-page essay on anything one year in class and my friend wrote about how he loved paprika as a frick you to the teacher. She mailed it to some spice company and now they send him a jar a month and he hates it. Sounds like your teacher won that round. I won what could be a lifetime's worth of hair appointments at a salon, but I had to use all the gift certificates within 2 years. There was no way I could come up with thousands of dollars worth of crap to do to my hair. Luckily, the salon had a boutique attached that sold hair products, boots, scarves, jewelry. So after a few hair appointments I blew a lot of money on that stuff. And the rest I sold online to local people. A $200 certificate for $150. Sold a bunch. And that money helped fund my vacation a few months later. Overall, can't complain. Little different, but when Lord of the Rings Online was in beta, I helped test for them. They offered a lifetime subscription for $200, and as I had just graduated high school I had a ton of cash to spare so I bought it. I got graduation gifts from friends. family, and anyone my mom could feasibly contact. When you have 8100 people all giving you $10 to $20 each, it adds up quickly. A couple years later, after the Mines of Moria and Siege of Mirkwood expansions they went free to play. I think the switch to F2P was better financially for them, so I was all for it. They give me a good sized chunk of LOTRO points each month, which is a type of currency you earn in game and you can use to unlock pretty much anything in the game. You get 5 points for completing the easy deeds in the game, 10 for the more advanced ones, and I think some might grant 15. Probably 95% of the deeds grant only 5 points though. I get 500 points per month, for free, automatically. I think 500 points is roughly a $10 or $15 value, not sure, haven't ever purchased points. I've gotten a load of free points. I recently got back into it and had several thousand of these LOTRO points from the monthly allowance accumulating. I calculated it out and the points alone are worth several $100s. All of the free content I get as well is also arguably worth several $100 more. So not only did my lifetime subscription pay for itself in less than 2 years, I was playing like every day at that point, but it's probably paid for itself a good 5 or 6 times over. Turbine has treated its players very well. I will pour more money into it once I'm able to spend all my LOTRO points, since I feel a little bad for how much value I get from something I impulse bought over 9 years ago, and continue to get more value from as time goes on. I won what could be considered a lifetime supply of M&Ms from a contest some club in my high school held. It was a contest where you had to guess the number of M&Ms in this massive jar. So being the nerd I am, borrowed a friend's calculator and mathematically calculated the number in the jar. I was off by like 30 in a jar with over 16,000 M&Ms in it. I had M&Ms for years and could not put a dent in that supply. Eventually I had to throw them out because M&Ms do get funky after a few years. To this day, some 20 years later, I still do not care for plain M&Ms. In college I won a year of free Chick-fil-A. A new store was opening and the first 100 people got the free year of meals. Being broke college students, my buddies and I decided that we had to do this. We got there 2 days in advance and there were a ton of people. We waited though, as they did random name calls, and if you didn't check in you got removed from the list and someone else got bumped up. At the end when they were announcing people's names we were getting worried as it was in the 80s and we still didn't hear our names. Thankfully the 3 of us got called. At 98, 99, 100. We ended up going so much we made a game out of it. At each Chick-fil-A the employees must say "my pleasure" if you specifically say thank you. So we tried to see how many times we could get the cashier to say "my pleasure." Very Super Troopers-esque. The winner was my roommate at 7 my pleasures in one conversation. Snippet of the conversation. Cashier: welcome to Chick-fil-A. How is your day going? Roommate: great, thank you very much. Cashier: my pleasure. How can I help you? Roommate: does your chicken sandwich come breaded or grilled? Cashier: you can do either, sir. Roommate: oh perfect. Thank you very much. Cashier: my pleasure. So on and so forth. Till Chick-fil-A employees derive pleasure from politeness. I found a bank deposit envelope from a barber shop when I was about 10 years old. I returned it, with all the cash and the hundreds of checks, and was rewarded with a lifetime of free haircuts. Just what every kid wants, I know. I used them until I graduated from high school, and then when I visited my family when I came home from college. Then maybe once or twice until, you guessed it, I started losing my hair. Now I shave my head, so the reward is pretty much worthless. It's not lifetime, but I won free beer for a year from a brewery in Texas for a New Year's party. This didn't help me at all due to living in Wisconsin, but my sister lives in Texas proceeded to drink all of my free beer for a year. I got a hot dogs tattoo because they advertised that they would give you lifetime free hot dogs if you did so. They closed before the tattoo healed. Okay, I'm cheating, it wasn't a lifetime supply, it was a year's supply. I won a big league chew contest which gave like a couple hundred gum packages, which was great when I was playing baseball, and a Sports Illustrated signed by Cal Ripken Jr. Singed. Well, that's not very nice of him. I have a friend who won 1 year worth of Chipotle. He gained about 30 pounds. Never got P from it, and his colon is probably now a semicolon. To clarify, it was 3 free meals per day for 1 year. They even gave him a stainless steel card that he showed them. It was dope. There was this one time when Chipotle distributed coupons for a free burrito in my local newspaper. My older brother worked as a newspaper delivery driver at the time and ended up with a couple hundred coupons. We had Chipotle almost twice a day for a month. It was great. Not lifetime, but we once won a rental a week from Hollywood Video. There was some glitch with their system early on, and to compensate for the pain in the butt in those first few weeks, they upped it to 2 rentals per week. It included video games, so that year, we played a lot of games and saw almost every major movie. We were in our early 20s, working low-wage job and going to college at the time, so it was pretty cool. I've been responsible for giving away a lot of lifetime supply prizes. I work in advertising, and as account manager it often falls to me to pick the person who will win. Most unlimited supplies are based on how much you would normally consume in a year, so not truly unlimited. The best one I gave away was a lifetime supply of camping gear. The company went all out on sending a guy hundreds of pounds worth of merchandise every month, including coats, tents, knives, etc. Pro tip for winning social media competitions: the winner is never truly randomly selected. There are literally thousands of stay-at-home moms that spend all day every day entering these sorts of competitions. I actively avoid letting them win and would rather give the prize to someone that would really use it. So if you're entering one for a camping related prize, appear like a camping guy. Have your profile picture of you hiking or in a tent, etc. Make it easy for me to see that you're the real deal, as 99% of entries are bored housewives. If you are new to the channel, you can subscribe. I publish new videos every day. Until then, check another video. Bye for now.